What's up, fam? RealityBytesTV. Happy Monday to everybody. Just want to shout you out real quick on some ideas, or just one idea I was thinking about this week. So a few weeks ago, my wife and I were at home, and it was a cleaning Saturday. If you knew anything about Saturday morning as a kid, Saturday morning was all about cleaning, all about getting the house straight before you went outside, before you went to hang with your friends, before you did family time. Well, house cleaning was considered family time, at least a little bit of it, but house cleaning was what you did. So we were house cleaning, and one thing that had become a frustration for us is our kids' rooms. Not just that they were dirty, or not just that they were unkept and had dirty clothes, even though that is, you got kids, it's a given, but space. We were looking at our boys' rooms, their share room, and it was the space issue. I'm like, man, why is there so much lack of space in here? I mean, they have Nerf courts, 2 Nerf courts. They can't get a full court game of basketball in properly in their room. I mean, not that sport, basketball, but they couldn't do anything with any adequate space. My daughter, she dances and sings. She has keyboards in the room and mirrors and all kind of crazy stuff, and she can't properly do a plie or jazz hands or whatever in her room. So my wife and I said, let's do some room cleaning, but not just room cleaning, but room switching. We went to the rooms and we switched them around. We did some changes to the wall placement. We did some changes to the bed placement. We did changes to everything that was in the room. Nothing in either of our kids' rooms stayed in the same place. They all switched, they all moved. And so, oh my gosh, y'all forgive me for a second. It is sunny. I cannot see out of this window, and far be it for me to crash while talking to you guys this morning. But we switched everything around in the room. We changed it all up. We switched it up. And so when they came, my daughter came home, my boys looked in the room, they said, this is amazing. There's so much more space. I mean, the floor space in their room has doubled since we switched things around. Now, I know you might be thinking this is just an episode of Fixer Upper. This is just an episode of HGTV, but it's so much more than that. This is what I think that God wants us to do. That's right, you and me, in our own lives, is that we take time in our days, take time in our weeks, in our months, in our years, and sit down and switch some things around in our lives. Switch some things around in the spaces of our hearts. Reassign priority to things that should not have that kind of priority. Remove some things and maybe throw some things away that need to be thrown away. We have to throw a lot of stuff away in our kids' room. Too small shirts, too small clothes, things that were ripped up, things that were broken and no longer played with. And I think that for us, we may have to do that same thing and throwing away things that are no longer useful. And I'm not just saying throw away stuff for the sake of throwing away, but some stuff we're keeping around for no good reason other than to keep it around in a little space. There are things in our closets and our hearts that are too small for us that I think would be beneficial, would be helpful if you and I threw them away, got rid of them, cleaned out the closets, and made a new start and rearrange some things. And I can guarantee that once we rearrange those things, our floor space kicks up a notch. The way we're able to move around and the freedom we can move around in begins to kick itself up a notch. Why? Because that's the same thing I saw in our kids' rooms. That they came in, they were able to move around a little more freely. Just like the airline commercial says, you are now free to move about the cabin. But if your life is cluttered, if your life has no switching around going on, there's no freedom to move. There's no freedom to make decisions. There's no freedom to do anything because you're cluttered in a space. And if you haven't had it before, claustrophobia is about to set in your own life. So I want to encourage you, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, take some time out of your day. Take some time out of your life and say, I'm going to switch around some things in my life. Switch around some things in my heart. Switch around some things in my atmosphere. Make some differences. Make some changes. Flip it up. And watch what's going to happen once you do that. Once you make that decision that some things you deemed as super important, not so super important. Some things you deemed as useful, not so super useful. But ask God, say, yo God, what can I do? What do I need to do? How do I realign and change these things up? And be brave enough to make the changes. Because listen, for my kids, they didn't want to throw away certain things. Especially my boys, they didn't want to throw away certain things. They had to have some convincing done to throw some things away. But you have to understand it takes courage to throw some things away that you think I might play with again. But in order for space to be made to move about, and space to be made even for maybe something else to come into your place, into your space, you gotta get some things out of your way. You got to get some things thrown away. Some things that may have been priority before may move down a little bit in the ladder of your life. And that's cool, that's okay, but you got to be strong enough, got to be brave enough to make the change. To say, I'm going to do this, Lord, this is the way, change it around, flip it up. So that's my word for you today, guys. Switch it up, flip it up, make the change, make the space, and watch how you're able to move freely in your life. So you're watching this, it's inspiring you, it's encouraging you. Do me a favor, share this with as many people as you can on your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook at RealityBytesTV, Instagram at RealityBytesTV, DionEvansLive.com. Find us there, comment, thumbs up, and like us, subscribe to us. Let's keep this conversation going, y'all. I'm headed to work this morning. Love you guys.